place? London, England. The date? Well, I'm guessing it's sometime in the 1800s because our lout of a writer forgot to put one. And the crime? Well, murder. This is a murder mystery after all. Not even 5 minutes in and this is a friggin' train wreck. Why am I the narrator and this is my only scene?
Holmes! Holmes! Watson? What on earth was that for? I'd just fallen asleep.
Just falling asleep? Where the devil have you been? I've been searching all night for you.
As a matter of fact, Watson, I was just assembling my latest project.
Which is?
A device that, when applied properly, is able to...
Oh, sorry. Do carry on.
Watson, what has gotten into you? Don't
valid.
you... What?
It's not valid.
What do you mean not valid? This device can...
Look, it was all fascinating back when these were first written. You fashioned some clever device or forensic method that hadn't even been thought of yet by anyone, and things would be smashing, but it's the bloody 21st century.
Oh, and what does that mean?
What it means is that any person in the audience can outperform all of your inventions with this bloody smartphone.
What's a smartphone?
This is getting out of hand. Let's return to the film.
I'm sorry, field? What's a field?
For the Queen's sake, Sherlock, we need to move along the plot.
Fine.
Wealthy person, Lord Preston Fine, was found dead this morning in his private estate. The corpse was found in a windowless room with the doors locked from the inside. The cause of death cannot yet be determined for now, as there are no marks found upon the body. However, Lord Fine was found clutching a scrap of paper scrawled with cryptic symbols in red ink, and in his left hand, a perfectly carved ivory figurine of a European swallow. The police on the scene are completely stumped because despite the many specific details in this case, as a rule in these stories, the London police have the combined brain power of a comatose hamster. So, Holmes, you interested?
Will there be danger?
Possibly.
Intrigue and dark secrets?
When aren't there?
The opportunity to belittle the average man's intellect and compare it to that of a cockroach when compared against my awesome brain.
Well, that's the whole point, you dolt.
Then we're off! Now, Watson, I must test you. Here we go. What is the key to successful crime fighting as coined by, well, me?
That observation is the only method. To miss the quietest detail is to fail.
Exactly!
You prick.
What?
What was what?
Anyway, observation is the answer. It is the only way to solve that mysterious riddle of riddles, mystery of mysteries, no matter how redundant that just sounded.
Really?
Watson, you dare to doubt the effectiveness of observation? This calls for a demonstration.
Actually, I think we should...
I shall perform, for your skeptical benefit, my brilliant powers of deduction and observation to find out the cause of the sorrow of this young woman in front of us.
I don't think we should talk to her right now.
Why not?
Well, she's in a state of grieving.
And what makes you say that?
Well, observe that her house burned down.
Watson, however did you arrive at such a preposterous solution?
She's standing in front of a charred wreck.
Appearances can be deceiving. Let us apply the methods of deduction and observation to determine what has happened here.
Good Lord, you're actually serious.
Now, seeing as we are in the capital city of the English landmass, it can be said that we are in London. And, due to the foul odor, general shabbiness, and corpses lying in the streets, it can be inferred that we are in a slum, a London slum, to be precise, as we have determined that we are in London. Now, in a slum, the houses will be made of wood. Cheap wood, I might add. Taking this into account, we must also observe the smoke and ash choking the air around this woman. The soot streaked down her dress. This coupled with a known flammability of wood, can lead us to the deduction that her house has burned down in a fire. Watson, don't look so amazed. There are further demonstrations of my intelligence to come. I know. I look forward to them as well. Now onward, as we have a job to do.
Well, Holmes, here we are. The estate of Lord Preston Fine. As enforcers of order, we must... Holmes? Please tell me why you were licking the pavement?
Data, Watson, data. 2 basic steps of detective work are familiarizing oneself with the crime scene's entrance and exit. I'm efficiently performing both.
Well, I could have bought the entrance-exit part, but forgive me if I don't equate data gathering to your tongue on a cobblestone.
Watson, this is no mere stone. In fact, it is an exquisite blend of Assyrian sandstone and English granite.
And this is relevant because...
Onward we charge, Watson! Well, this is him.
Were you able to deduce that by the police standing around, or by Lestrade's directions? The body's in that room.
Watson, why must you mock me? It's really quite painful to be made fun of.
Oh,
And what kind of name is Watson, anyway? I mean, Watson? What, was your father made of electricity or something? Really, it's quite a silly last name.
What did I do?
Oh, stop it prattling, Watson. Chief Inspector Lestrade is here.
Well, if you two are finished, I have something for you.
What is this?
It's just some information the boys and I drummed up to help the investigation. Potential enemy is of Lord Fine, and interviews with the estate staff, and relatives, financial records.
Why, this is excellent! This will definitely help us in the investigation. Don't you think, Holmes? Holmes!
What now, Watson?
You must have a very good explanation for this last action, or I swear, I'm gonna beat you over the head with your bloody violin and drown you in your fishbowl!
Watson, you can't be expected to understand this, but that evidence was not helpful.
Not helpful? How so?
I need better, more obscure, more logical data. Give me the birth rate of a humpback whale in the Atlantic this past year. Give me the ratio of poison ivy spores to air in the west wing of this estate. Give me the air velocity of an African swallow. I need data, Watson, not evidence. I see. Let's go find ourselves some more clues.
Well, Holmes, all I can say is that I hope you know what you're doing.
Never fear, Watson. As demonstrated, I'm a master of...
Deduction and observation, I know! Must you always boast your ego?
Do I detect a trace of impudence, Watson? You see, you are not observing the situation correctly. I don't think I'm the best. I know I'm the best!
Please, can we continue with the case before I actually try to hit you? So, what exactly are we supposed to be looking for?
I thought we'd begin by attempting to identify the cryptic symbols found on the slip of paper clutched in Lord Fine's hand.
For the first time in this show, that's actually a good idea. Shall I hop to it?
No need, I've already done it.
What? How?
Oh, you see, Watson, must I remind you that I'm a master of disguise? While you were prattling on, I was dressed as a Scandinavian fishwife, scouring the black market for a lead on the symbols.
But if you were there, then who was I?
Watson, cease your prattling. Let us continue.
Fine. So, since the symbols were at an end, may I suggest we start by trying to identify the cause of death?
Very well. Watson, what are you doing?
Making sure it's you.
And why would it not be me?
Well, with that puzzle about you supposedly investigating in disguise while also talking with me, I think I'm allowed a little ridiculousness if it soothes my nerves.
And when have I ever messed with your nerves?
Are you... What? What? Well, for starters, last week you put some sort of chemical in my bath soap without telling me. I woke up 2 days later with a headache and a rash.
Oh, Watson, you're overreacting.
How so?
The chemical worked exactly as I wanted it to.
Ah!
Is this about time?
Oh, not at all.
Well,
update on the Lord Fine case from Sheepless Straw. The autopsy results came back, and I'm supposed to relay them to you in the stock abandoned warehouse. So the results of the autopsy are very interesting. Lord Fine didn't die of fright, injury, poison, strangulation, poison, heat, cold, or drowning. We had a long debate about the last one, but apparently you can't drown in an empty room. Public health I say, but these are the results.
So, Lord Fine didn't die of anything?
Correct, sir. The only dead part of this case is you two.
A deadly weapon and a dramatic cliche. Watson, I deduce that this person is
An assassin! Back for cover!
Wait, if you aren't a police officer, how did you know all those important details about the autopsy?
I interrogated the same officer I impersonated. Really, Sherlock, for as one as smart as you, the question was rather daft.
Watson, stay here. I can handle this fellow.
But Holmes, even you must realize you're a thinker, not a bulletproof man. You'll get shot before you take a second step.
Acute observation, Watson. I might not be able to stop a gunman, but my Robert Downey Jr. interpretation can!
No. You don't just hit the bad guy.
Well, it seems efficient.
No. You have to plan out an elaborate way to go all kung fu on the guy.
Isn't that the girl
Then you
that
have to
plays
plan
Cheapest
out
Straw?
a really
Shut
intimate
up,
one.
Watson.
That's how they fight in the movies.
Well, if you're such an expert in our finance style, why don't you demonstrate?
You know what? I will. So, first, I'll... Well, maybe, actually... Why, you...
Monologue time!
A fist to the chin to set up the next move, a finger to the eye, a swift kick to the gonads, and finally an upward shove as I've run out of ideas. Now, where was I? Alright.
Thank you. Now, who sent you?
I can't tell you.
Really? All the potential for this interrogation scene, and they go with this cliche. Whoever wrote this has issues. Oh, sorry, do continue.
Now, why do we have to die?
Because if you don't, this will continue for another 10 to 15.
Did she just die?
Told you, the writer's an idiot.